Good morning, folks, and welcome back to another Travels of Red Rover. I'm Sean.
And I'm Corrine.
And what are we going to do today?
Today we're going to take a tour of some ruins and castles that are along the northeast shore of Northern Ireland.
And the reason we're going to do that today is the light is going to be very, very hit and miss. The weather forecasters actually call for worse weather than we're currently seeing. So it's going to be a little bit of in the car, out of the car, jump out, and maybe a bit more documentary type of photography this morning than really trying to get the castles in their absolute best light, because we may not get any.
Yeah, we went out to a castle last evening for a sunset. It was a bust.
Yeah, it was
we didn't
really
even film. The sun was totally on the wrong side for us, but that's what happens when you haven't reconnoitered early enough. Today we are looking at the north coast, so the sun is to the south, so at least for the most of the morning the sun may be advantageous for the angles we're going to do.
Yeah, at least it won't be working against us anyway. It may not help us today, but at least it's not working against us.
Yeah, we got some thick clouds and the sun's popping in and out. There's blue sky directly overhead, but not where the sun is located.
Yeah, we're actually standing in a pocket of blue sky, although you wouldn't know it from the images here on the camera. And just to the north of us, there's more bright, white, puffy clouds. So we might be able to incorporate a little of that into the shots. Unfortunately, these castles tend to be very, very dark.
Yeah, old dark stone.
Old dark stone, and with the clouds being so bright, it can be difficult to capture them and the clouds at the same time. So we need a little bit of light, although at least for a while we're not going to get much.
We'll keep our fingers crossed.
We'll keep our fingers crossed, yeah.
Well, let's get started. Our first stop at a castle or ruin is this location, which is the Dunseverik Castle, or ruins of a castle. Really, there's only about 2 walls remaining from probably what was a tower on the one corner of the property. There are some walking paths out to it that you can take. It starts over by a little white cottage that's here to my left, and there's ample parking right alongside, and so it's easy to go take a stroll. It warns us on the sign to avoid walking on the wet, soggy paths, and it is extremely soggy today. You can see puddles there on that walking path. So we will probably not take the route down and over to the promontory where the ruins are located. We probably have the best view of them from here with the sea coast in the background anyway. But if you do fancy a walk and you'd like to go up to the ruins, you may do so. There's a good car park here at Kinbane Castle, which we are visiting next, near Ballantoy Harbour. And from the car park you take a pathway along the sea edge out to the headland where the castle is located, or what remains of the castle. From up near the path at the car park area, you get your first view of the ruins of Kinbane Castle. You can see the white headlands there, and a little cave is located underneath the headlands. Kinbane stands for, or means, white head in Irish. Well, we started from a car park about 3/4 of the way up that hill, and we took a series of steps down the hillside. They're all in shadow right there, and then a sloping path downward. Down here we found some company with the sheep who are grazing here. And then off over here to my right, you can see the remains of Kinbane Castle. Now this was built in the 1547 time frame by Colla MacDonald, and it wasn't very long after that the English laid siege to the castle. It later was granted back to the MacDonalds, and they later passed it along in an agreement to another family of this area. This castle is located in one of the most beautiful spots we've seen so far. Beautiful green hills around it. Probably at the time it was built, more of the people would come and go by boat than by road. What's left of some wall rocks are still here on the edge of the island. Or peninsula. This is on the peninsula. And there's quite a promontory up there. Sean's way up in the distance, taking a walk. We have found another castle.
Yep, Dunluce Castle. It's a little bit of ways from the other ones, so we did the first two, and now we've come back to do this one.
With a coffee break in between.
With a actually with a scone break in between and some coffee.
Yeah.
So it's been a nice little break. We're having some challenges with the light here. It's peeking in and out, just like the other castles. So it's going to be a matter of finding the right time and the right spot. This is a particularly difficult location to set up in order to work with the light we've been sort of given today.
Well, also, this is a site that has a fee for entry, and there are tours of the castle, and they have extensive fencing, stone walls, rope fences, so it's really difficult to get an angle without a whole bunch of iron
in the way.
Fence in the way. So we're trying to scope around, get a few shots, and then we will do a tour of the interior.
At least that's the plan. So the real challenge with these castles is the angle of the light relative to where they are. We tried to do some photographs of Dunluce last night. We were east and south, I think, of the location, and the light really never got good for the castle. In fact, that other side is extremely dark. Today we're on the opposite side. Where actually the sun is right at our back right now. And it's going to be good on the castle here for another half hour or so, or another hour maybe. And it's the middle of the afternoon right now in the wintertime, or in November. So it's, you know, you have to sort of pick when to come and shoot. We also have a lot of clouds today. So like the other castles, we kind of have to wait until the light gets good. And it just happened to get good right now. So Corinne's off busily shooting as many shots as she possibly can. And I'm going to be doing the same thing. So Corinne and I are wandering around Dunluce Castle, and one of the really fun things to do if you're doing some travel photography is look for interesting framing opportunities. These buildings often have big stone windows and various other opportunities to create some interesting photographs, even though you're really photographing in a group of ruins. So take that opportunity, look around, and I'm really standing beside one really great opportunity, which is this giant window. Now, the first thing to do is, can you imagine a big roaring fireplace in this room with this scene going out this window? I mean, my God, it would have been fantastic. And not only that, it gives you a wonderful view of the castle right over my right shoulder here. So, Corinne, what did you think of touring Dunluce Castle?
I thought it was a very interesting castle. A lot of the walls, a lot of the rooms, fireplaces, and windows.
Yeah, it was. It's actually pretty well kept, and being a national protected monument, it really helps keeping the whole area kind of really well maintained. And that, lots to see in here. It's just that we could have spent the whole day here. Actually, the rain is about to really dump on us, so we're going to get out. But otherwise, we just continued right on.
Yeah, the tricky part here is you've got a lot of ropes to keep people off grasses and away from certain crumbly walls. So you got to work around those, or find a post-processing tool to take those out of your photos.
Yeah, but otherwise, great place to come.
We are at Downhill Demesne, which is an estate, and it's now in ruin. We're going to go out and see the coastline and a nifty little hall that was built on a overlook for the beach.
And by the looks of things, this is a very, very photogenic place. We have some nice white puffy clouds in the sky. The truth be told, it's actually just cleared. It's been raining all morning. So
everything's all wet, and glossy.
Yeah, everything's wet and glossy.
And as it's Ireland, everything's green.
So we're walking around today. We've got our polarizers on. We've got our handheld cameras. And we're just going to have some fun looking around.
Just down from the estate is a beautiful beach called Downhill Beach. There's parking down there and lovely beach walk. It's not too busy on a day like today. This is a view of the Downhill Mansion that was built on this estate by the Earl Bishop. And apparently it was started in 1775. although it probably went through several architects and a number of years for it to be built. It's quite an elaborate stone building. No roof left on it, but there are some interior walls remaining. In this mansion, there are a limited number of signs throughout. This one tells you a little bit about the architecture, and a few up on the walls tell you the name of the rooms. This one, the library. And in through here, the drawing room, which would have a lovely view of the hillsides around, lots of windows. Some of the interior walls are now gone, just the larger ones. This area was a boudoir. Some of the windows are probably sealed up now here. And there's no floors remaining, everything's grass and a bit of stone. And this area through here is named the Winter Garden. And it looks like it probably had an exterior door out this side. Perhaps some stairs going down to the yard from here. Beautiful coastline view out this area. Got some rainstorms coming our way. When you have a little opportunity, you can work with some windows to play on the light and the shadows that fall on the ground. A little bit difficult today with the clouds in the background. It's making that exterior very white and blown out with highlights.
So we sure hope you enjoyed this very brief tour of these three castles. And if you did, please give us a thumbs up.
And if you'd like to see more of our videos, please hit that subscribe button.
And as always, if you want to know when we release videos, hit that little bell button.
And we love your comments and thoughts and questions, so go ahead and put it in the comment section down below. And we'll respond as soon as we can, hopefully when we're out of the rain.
Yeah, and let's get out of the rain, sweetheart. And until next time, folks, bye for now.
Bye for now.